Lindsay, and welcome to the Dose of Bliss show. Today, I have Us Weekly reporter and media coach, Kayley Stumpe. Thank you so much for coming here today.
Lindsay, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be on your podcast.
Kaylee is one of the good ones out here. I know I say this on my show because we attract positive people into our lives and we put that out there, but I met her on the red carpet. I freelance for Us Weekly. She's full-time there. And I had met her when she was a freelancer and we were talking. I was saying, you're going to do this, you're going to be full-time, you're going to be on camera, you're going to be doing all these things. And then literally a few months later, you're doing it.
Oh my God, I know. It's so funny. When we met, that's like totally how we bonded. We just kind of like were attracted to each other because I could feel that we have like the same energy and just the same beliefs and manifestation and kind of making things happen in our lives. And I loved that about you.
Oh, thank you. I love that about you too, because it is rare to find in our industry when we're talking about gossip and negative things. There are people who live on that frequency, but there's a few of the good ones out here that really have that positive intention behind that.
I know. I feel like you and I are able to kind of compartmentalize like the entertainment news stuff. And obviously that can be positive or negative, however you spin it. We like to keep it as positive as possible. But then on the other hand, it's like personal stuff. We definitely vibed with each other when it comes to leveling up on a higher frequency, I guess.
Yeah. So how did you get here? What is your manifestation story and how did this frequency get you to where you are now?
Oh my gosh. Well, I've been in entertainment news for about 7 years. I started at Entertainment Tonight and then kind of worked my way up. I took a little bit of time off and then started freelancing at Us Weekly. And then I became full-time. So I've been full-time at Us for a year. And, you know, we love the red carpet and interviewing celebrities and it's like the glitz and the glam, so much fun, but it's also a lot of hard work. A lot of hard work and long hours goes into it. And, you know, what I love about my job is being able to interview new people all the time and people who have the most interesting backgrounds and interesting lives from all over the world.
So you were saying you were at Entertainment Tonight, and I know a little background on you is you knew it wasn't taking you in the direction of where you wanted to go. So then you took some time to freelance, which is something I can relate to. I'm in that freelance stage. What did it feel like? Did you ever feel, am I not going to get to where I want to be?
Yeah, I definitely struggled with that at ET, and I feel like you go through that as like a young woman in your 20s. I was going down a path that I didn't necessarily want to go down. And so I had to make the tough decision and kind of go inward and try and figure out like, what am I doing next? I want to stay in entertainment news, but I'm not getting to where I want to go. So yeah, I kind of had to take the leap and just take a step back, recalibrate, and then move forward. And things just always fall into place the way they're supposed to. And it's hard to realize that when you're young or when you aren't super aware of how manifestation works and you're not really confident in how your life will go. But the more that I've gotten into, like I started with The Secret and then I discovered Dr. Joe Dispenza. I don't know, are you a fan of his? Do you know his work?
I don't know who he is. I know The Secret. That's like what manifested my job at the magazines. But no, I need to write this down.
Yeah, look up Dr. Joe Dispenza. He really got me into even more manifesting because he looks at it from kind of a more scientific point of view, which is really interesting too, kind of rewiring your brain. But yeah, so I started at Us full time and there were kind of obviously COVID hit. So that created a lot of like uproar and new kind of changes in the company. And it's so funny, like going through life, you're so kind of set in your ways and you're like, when is something going to change? I don't know. I want something to happen. I'm ready for a new path. And so I was kind of meditating on it throughout this summer because earlier this year, I also, you know, COVID hit and then I went through a breakup, which was really difficult too. And it just felt like the whole world was kind of like crashing down on me, especially in COVID. But I actually am so grateful that it happened during COVID because I wasn't able to kind of reach for outside forces, you know, to help me, outside material things to help me cope. And I was able to go inward. I started journaling. I started manifesting. I listened to every single Joe Dispenza podcast that he's ever been on. I started reading his books. Another great book that I just started reading is called The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. You should check that one out too. It's so good. But yeah, just kind of going inward and being able to find happiness and find a new path. And then there was a shakeup at my job. You know, 2020, it is what it is. It's like a lot to handle. And the shakeup at my job kind of totally recalibrated me into a new direction, down a new path, because I had been meditating on like, where do I want to go next in my career? I love entertainment news. I don't know how sustainable it's going to be forever and ever. Like, I want to start something else, something on my own as well. And so an idea came to me, and then things changed at work, and it just totally like pushed me down the path that I know that I'm supposed to go down. So recently, only within like the last couple of months, I started working on a new business venture, and I hired a business coach, and I've been working on a new project. I'm working to become like a media coach and help people basically pitch themselves and get placed in media, whether it's podcasts all the way up to mainstream media. Just because, you and I, we know like what a good pitch is and what different media outlets will and will not take. So anyway, it's been really fun to get into a new realm of things while also continuing to do entertainment news, because I'll always love doing that as well. But I just feel like from the outside, when things don't look amazing and like you feel like there's a huge shakeup in your life, that's the opportunity in your life when things are about to change and go down a different path. So instead of feeling so down about things changing, it's like, I feel like that's the universe's way of kind of clearing your path into the next stage of your life that you're supposed to go down.
It's so refreshing, everything you're saying. Before we get into where you are now, I want to take it back a little bit to the beginning when you said you were at Entertainment Tonight and you were going in a direction that it sounds like you were going in a direction that was a great job, but it wasn't the direction you wanted to go in. Am I correct? Did you feel that way?
Yeah, and that's why it was so hard to make that decision, because I was making really good money. I had a high up title, but it wasn't what I wanted to do. It was entertainment news, but it wasn't the part of entertainment news that I wanted to do. And it was really long hours. I was on the clock 24/7, every single weekend. So that didn't help. I had to be in the office at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. in the morning. And, it's hard to make that decision when all these different factors are like the money and the title was really good. And from the outside, it looks amazing, but if you don't feel good on the inside, and if you're not like genuinely, truly happy, it honestly doesn't matter how much money you're making or what your title is or what company you're working for. Like, all that matters is how you're truly feel. I know it sounds like so cliche, but it's so true. After that, I made the decision, like, I will take a job if it's my dream job and it makes me so happy and I'm so fulfilled. I will take a pay cut, because the other side of it is so much more rewarding and just gives me so much more happiness then.
I think that's really important to note, because there's so many people on their manifestation journey watching, or people in general that think they're stuck in a certain job, because why complain when you're having an amazing job? But the worst thing is to not live in your authentic truth and who you are, and what we all feel something in our heart that we're meant to do. And you're always going to have this nagging feeling waking up every day unhappy if you're not going where you're supposed to go, because you have your purpose in life. And I think that's what you were feeling. It's really inspiring to hear that, because being so high up, and then hearing that from there, you were able to change your life around. Like, here you're on this one big trajectory that's in a similar field, but you were able to change it and pretty quickly manifest working at Us Weekly. So what kind of validation was that when that change happened?
I know. It was so awesome to take the opportunity. And I left Entertainment Tonight with no like job prospects. I had nothing planned. It was, kind of in the fall time. And I'm like, I'm just going to take a few months off. After not having a vacation for so long, not having any time off, I was so burned out. And I just told myself, I'm like, I'm never going to I didn't put up any boundaries for myself and my personal life, which is okay to, like, this is what you need in life, are boundaries with your job, with anything in your personal life. You need a balance. And I didn't realize that. And I let this job completely overtake me, because I am a really hard worker, and I like to, be the best at my job and put in all that I have, but you have to set boundaries. So yeah, I finally left on good terms, and it was fine. And I took, a couple months to travel with my sister. We went all over Europe. It was like the most magical trip. And I was able to kind of like get back to who I was and who I am and what I wanted next in my life. And then literally just maybe like 3 months later, someone who I had known at ET I had reached out to her or vice versa, and she got me freelancing at Us Weekly by that next January during award season. So I started working like the Oscars and the Golden Globes and the Grammys and everything. And I was back, and that was exactly the part of the job that I wanted, was to be able to field produce, do interviews on red carpets, work different events, which I wasn't fully able to do at my last position. But yeah, that definitely validated that it is okay to take a step back without a full-on plan. But at the end of the day, and deep down, you know that what is supposed to work out will work out. You just have to trust in the process.
And I think we forget that taking a break is what helps us be more successful. If we're burnt out, how are we going to know what we want? How are we going to achieve it? That's the key part of manifesting, of the law of attraction, is to let it all go. If you skip that step, it's just, that's why it came to you so fast. You let it all go. And so that brings us, I don't know, have you read the book The Alchemist ever?
No, but I've heard of it.
So The Alchemist is it's not a true story, but it's about manifestation. It's when you want something, you get it instantly, like the ET job or the Us Weekly job, but then something comes to kind of push you off your feet. So that sounds kind of like the coronavirus. So here you are, you finally manifested a place that could get you to wherever it is that your dream is. And then the virus kind of knocks you back, and you're like, I work in news too, and even before the coronavirus hit, it's where is it going? Nobody knows. It's not the same. It's always going to be around, but it's not as stable as it used to be. So you always, it's like being a reporter. You always have to have a story. You always have to know where you're going for your life. So when the shakeup was happening for the virus, what were you feeling and what were you thinking? Because you said you were thinking about being a media coach while you were there, but you didn't want to take the step. What was going on?
I know. It was so interesting because after, my breakup back at the beginning of COVID, like just being able to retreat within myself, and I started meditating twice a day, and I, keep a gratitude journal. And what helped me a lot when I was coping through that was honestly like quotes of affirmation. I cleared out my entire Instagram, and I would mute people or unfollow people that would maybe trigger me. And I started following a lot of either accounts that have like really inspiring and motivational quotes, or people that are really inspiring. And so I would start screenshotting all of these different affirmation quotes, and I would save them in my photo album. And every single night before bed, or even if I started feeling like I was getting low again or getting sad, I would go through and reread all the quotes, and that would really help lift me up. And oh my God.
Aww.
Yeah, that was definitely key. And then especially, what helped me the most was meditating. I knew that I wanted to create something myself. I'm like, gosh, where am I going next? Like, I feel like this is my dream job at Us Weekly. I love it so much, but I feel like there's more that I can give, and more, I just have more that I want to do. But I'm like, I have no idea what I want to do. And so I would just meditate on it. And I would think, I do Dr. Joe Dispenza meditations, and he has you kind of picture your future, and not even specifics like a specific job or money or house or anything. It's like, how do you want to feel in your future? How do you want to feel in your next job? How do you want to feel when, you're in your next relationship or something like that? And so I worked on that, and then all of a sudden, not even too long ago, like this idea came to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, because one of the things was I want to be able to help people, which, obviously in entertainment news, we're entertaining people, but I'm like, I want something more personal where I can help people myself, like personally one-on-one. And so literally through meditation, I was able to come up with this just idea. And so, hired a business coach, and like you said, the COVID shakeup at work, I was kind of ruminating on this idea, and then I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna like bring it to life. Who knows? I'm very comfortable at Us. I love my job. And then there was like a whole change up, and that totally kicked me in the ass to start my company and start my business and start my media coaching program. So I'm currently doing that, and also working at Us, and I'm so excited for this next chapter. I feel like 2020 is the most transformational year ever for everyone, and especially in my life. And it'll be over soon, but I'm also excited for the rest of the months of 2020, because I feel like good things are on the horizon.
I feel that way too. It's a good way to look at it, because when it was the new year before we even knew the virus was coming, I thought, 2020 means perfect vision. So we are having a clear vision for ourselves. And having a clear vision doesn't always feel like rainbows, like life is clear. It is a shakeup. It is the virus, because it's like the universe telling us, sit back and think about what's really important in your life. What really makes you happy? You know, what's really important? And we can either choose to sit there and, you know, think of all the negative things in the world, or we can say, how am I going to take this time to be a better person and make the world a better place when we come out of it? And it sounds like that's exactly what you're doing. You know, we're transforming right now.
I love that 2020 vision. I know. That's another thing you have to ask for. And when you're meditating, it's like, give me clarity. Like, you can ask the universe for what you're looking for. Like, give me a sign, give me clarity. Like, what am I supposed to do next? And you're so right. Like, this year has completely gotten rid of the blocks, I guess, that were in my mind when it came to like job stuff, career, relationships, even friendships. It really brings forward all of the positive things in your life that you're supposed to kind of take with you as you move forward. And yeah, clarity is key.
It just shows how strong you are too, because you never know what someone's going through. You know, you look at you and you're like, she's so glamorous on the red carpet. You don't know that you're going through a breakup. You know, it's the virus. It's like everything is taken away from you, and we all can relate to having those feelings. But you don't know when you see someone. So I'm so, you know, grateful that you're opening up about it, because people just think that everyone's life is perfect, that you're on the red carpet and there are no struggles. They don't see what's behind it, but you're really doing the work. What is your advice to people if they are in a place that they don't want to be, or they feel like their life's not in alignment, or they're going through something similar to you? What are like the 3 things that they should do to help them get back on stable ground?
Oh my gosh. I think it's okay to feel how you feel. Like, let yourself heal and feel those kind of dark, difficult emotions, but also be aware that they're not going to last forever and they're not going to control the rest of your life. Like, let yourself feel them and then let them pass. And then as you move forward, I would reach out for anything and surround yourself with anything that you feel uplifts you, whether that's books or podcasts or Instagram pages or even your friends or family. Follow someone who inspires you, like who you want to kind of build your life around. What else? Sorry, Liz.
Journaling.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah. And also, of course, if you want to get into that, like, I'm so about meditating, and it feels weird at first because you're kind of just sitting there and like in your thoughts, and guided meditations are easy because you just sit there and listen to what they say. And it might not feel like anything at first, but the more you do it, you just become so aware of your thoughts. So when you're walking around and you feel you get news or you see something and you feel yourself kind of going back into that dark state, your consciousness is like, okay, I'm starting to feel this way again. You're aware of your thoughts rather than letting your thoughts and emotions kind of control you. You are in control. Mm-hmm. So I really love meditating. And then, also journaling. Like, I'll keep a gratitude journal and just write down things that you're grateful for, because it is, as much as manifestation is about manifesting your future and how you want to feel in your future, it's also important to stay in like the generous present moment, which means just being grateful for everything that you have and everything that is around you now that uplifts you right now. So and also like, oh my gosh, I also keep like little Post-it notes. I love a vision board. Like, you know, I keep photos on my phone too, kind of like a digital vision board. And I also, this is more than 3, but one more, I keep like little like reminder pop-ups on my phone. So random times throughout the day, I'll have little like affirmations that will come up on my phone. So I just
I have it too. Do you use the I Am app?
No, I just use my reminders app on like iPhone.
Oh, there's an app, you should check it out. It's called I Am, and it has affirmations pop up on your phone as notifications all day long. Like, it changed me.
I Am. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna download that.
I do the same thing, but it's absolutely amazing. I mean, we only have a few minutes left. I'm gonna have to have you back on the show because I want to know what on your vision board has come true. But before I let you go, what is your advice to your younger self, knowing what you know now?
Oh my God. Advice to my younger self. Wow. I would honestly say maybe just trust in the way that your life is going, and like stop trying to grip onto what you think is meant to happen. I think just kind of trust where the universe is taking you and go with your gut feeling. Like if your gut is telling you something or leading you in one direction, listen to it. Whether that looks like a direction that you thought you'd go down or not, it doesn't matter. I would say listen to your heart, and also keep an open mind and an open heart, because it's without an open heart, you're just like nervous and scared and anxiety about anything and everything. And I think it's so important to just have an open heart.
It's so true. Because when we have a vision board or a vision, we want it to go exactly that way. And I think that's a misconception of a vision board. Like, yes, we have a plan, but you got to let it go. You can't have everything go exactly how you want it to go. You have to trust the process. You know, the time is now. The universe has no time. Time is relative. It's only now. If you're not here now, if you're not happy now, then you're not. What are you? You're nothing. So I really appreciate you taking the time to share your story. I mean, you guys watching, we met on the red carpet, but Kayley and I didn't even know this background of her with The Secret. I knew none of this. We haven't had like a conversation like this before. And it just goes to show in real time that like attracts like. The energy is there. Yeah. If you don't talk to a person, you don't know their story. And I have chills right now. There's something to it. So I can't wait to have you come back on the show. We have to have you come back like a year from now and see what you've manifested, because this is the beginning of your transformation, and we're going to see, what has changed since then.
Oh my gosh. And Lindsay, it is so much fun watching you manifest your life and seeing all of the things that you have like created and made manifest into reality. It's actually so inspiring and incredible. Like, I so applaud you. It's so cool.
Well, thank you so much. And before I let you go, where can everybody find you?
Yeah, you can just follow me on Instagram at Kayley Stumpe.
And I'll link all of her links below, because if you're looking for someone motivational to follow, who I aspire to be like, that I follow, you should go check her out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Kayley, for being on the show, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.